YouTube, what it do? How we feeling today? It's Nate here. I'm bringing you another plumbing video. And I know you stopped by my channel because you must be asking the question about plumbing. You're curious about this, right? You want to know what is so great about working a career that you play in shit and water and gas on a daily basis. Because does that sound fun to you? Getting dirty, getting paid, getting covered in poop? To me, that didn't sound fun at all. Until I got into it and I'm like, oh, I see why this is such a great field to get into. And I know that for some of you guys watching this, you're going to understand why, even though you're getting dirty and you're playing in some undesirable areas, why it's so beneficial and why it's such a great thing to get into. You see, plumbing to me is one of the most important trades that anybody could get into. The type of information you get is completely invaluable, and there's so many different areas you can take yourself once you get this information. So what I'm going to talk about with you guys is why I love plumbing so much and why it's such a great career for anybody to get into. You know, when I first wake up in the morning, I'm sitting on my toilet, drinking my coffee, doing my dues, and I think about, the hell do I love about plumbing so much that I'm still waking up happy every day doing this kind of stuff? The first thing that comes to my mind is that you learn about everything that's in a home, right? Not just plumbing, but you're learning a lot more. But the important part, obviously, is you're learning about plumbing systems in not only your home or business, but everything around you. It's such an invaluable skill to have. You know, learning about how you install water lines and gas lines and putting in toilets and kitchen sinks. You know, things like that obviously are extremely important. You take a shit every morning, you take a sip of water from your kitchen sink, you're able to do that because a plumber came in there and hooked your house up. And over the course of multiple centuries, you know, we've been able to get it to the point where plumbing is extremely safe. And it's a comfort to have, just like electricity where you can turn on your lights. When you learn about these things of a home, you get the understanding that you can do whatever you want in your house. Like I tell my customers, when they want to move a bathroom from one point to another, where one doesn't even exist, I always tell them, I put a bathroom on the roof of your house if you want me to. I put it in your basement. I put it in your garage. You want to move your kitchen to the front yard? Let's do it. It's just water lines and waste lines. Who gives a fuck? After you've seen it enough, it becomes second nature. And imagine having that ability. Or in your house, you're like, I don't like this bathroom. Or I want to move my laundry to the second floor. Or I want to move my toilet from this side of the bathroom to the other side. How you going to do that if you don't know what the hell you're doing? But being a plumber, you know how to do all that. And it's completely invaluable. Because now you don't have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to call somebody to your house to make these repairs and to do all this stuff for you. You can look at it yourself and be like, okay, I know based off of my knowledge that I can put it over here, I can run water here, man, I can have a shower on the outside of my house, which in fact, I do. That is one of my favorite features of my house. What you understand this stuff, you can do whatever the fuck you want when it comes to water and plumbing and all that stuff. Like, there are no holds to it. One of the first things I did when I got my house, I put a shower outside and I ripped out this garbage ass jacuzzi. Matter of fact, right in that room that you see over there, I had a jacuzzi in there. First thing I did when I came in this house was rip that damn thing out because it was ugly. And it served absolutely no purpose. I think most people, if you don't know plumbing, you're going to come in there and be like, well, I keep it in there. I won't use it. It's a waste of space, but I don't know what to do, and I don't want to pay $10,000 to have somebody come rip it out. Too bad. I know how to do that shit. And you can too. So that is the main thing that I love about plumbing, is just the ability to know like what to do with this stuff now. It creates such a great sense of accomplishment when you can go in somewhere like that and change things around and not even like really have to think about it or even pay somebody to do that. You know what I mean? Who wants to pay all that money to have somebody change some pipes around? Not me. I ain't paying for plumbing. I ain't never paid for a plumber in my life. And that, you know, that part of it kind of goes into my second aspect of what I love about plumbing so much. And that's the challenge that comes with it. You know, if you're if you're one of those people that love to be challenged, plumbing is a great thing to get into. It's a great skill to learn because every single day I am challenged. Even though I've been doing this for over 10 years, damn near every single job that I do has its own challenge. Yeah, it might be the 1,000th time that I'm replacing a toilet or putting a faucet in, but I guarantee you there's something a little bit different about this job than the other previous jobs that I've done. And you, like, the thinking that has to go on up there and the challenge that it presents and being able to overcome obstacles is one of the greatest feelings in the world. Like, I tell you, like, when I go in somewhere where it's just a jacked up system and things are all messed up and pipes are up here going over here, you got water lines that are all zigzag through the place, and you know, you got to troubleshoot and figure out how to clean this up and make it work properly. And when you actually get that done and you're looking at your finished product and your customers looking at it, you're like, damn dude, you laid that out. And the challenge that came from that and getting that done and the accomplishment, like, it's such a relief. It's almost like, you ever had that feeling of when you accomplish a goal in your life and you get that shit done, and you're like, man, I want to do that again because it felt so damn good. That's almost an everyday thing for me, and I love that feeling, and I get a rush from that too. It's like, give me something hard that I could figure out, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna get it done. And you know what's nice about that part too? When you got a customer that calls you up, they're like, I've had 3 other plumbers look at this and they can't figure it out. I don't know what it is. And you get in the house and within 15 minutes to an hour and you figure it out and you show that customer you know what you're doing, and they're like, damn, I'm glad I called you. You know what type of tips come from a job like that? You know how good you look? You know how good you feel after something like that? Like, that's, man, that makes my balls feel big as hell when somebody told me that nobody else could figure this out, but I come in there, I'm the one that figured it out. I get calls like that all the time, and every single time the feeling I get from it is amazing. It's like I just hit a crack pipe or something. I'm not advocating drugs, by the way, either, but it's an amazing feeling. Getting that challenge and accomplishing it, there's almost nothing better to me than that. I love it. Now, there are some things I will say that are extremely challenging where you're like, yeah, I'm not ready for this, or I don't even want to take that on. Don't get me wrong. There are definitely plenty of ones like that. But those are the ones I enjoy too. I love a good challenge. And I know most of you do too. The third and final thing that I really think about too when it comes to, you know, what I love about plumbing so much is the ability to start your own business. Anybody that's done plumbing, even for a year, you have the ability to go out there and start your own business. Now, would I recommend doing that after a year? No. But what I would recommend is that once you're in the field for a little bit, you know, you start building up your own customer base. This is given if having your own business is something that you want to do. You build yourself up a customer base and you go out, you know, when you're not working and start doing your own thing and learning, because that's how you really learn. You know, that's how you're really going to get to know and understand the world of plumbing, is when you start going out and doing it on your own. But any sort of training in the field of plumbing affords the ability to become a business owner, because it's not like, once you understand it, it becomes pretty second nature to you. And as for me, that's why I started my own plumbing business. Now, right now I'm a one-man show. I'm hoping, you know, my goal is over time, or, you know, to have a nice little shop with a bunch of people working for me where I don't have to necessarily do the calls anymore. My challenges are going to be something different. But when you understand how few plumbers we have out there and how few good plumbers we have, you'll see that there's such a high demand for people like us, which opens the door for being able to have a business. So if you're a business-minded person like myself, and you're like, okay, you know, I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life, but I definitely want to have a business. I want to have people working for me. Plumbing is one of those things that is never going to go anywhere. And I'll tell you this too, it's completely recession proof. Like, if you think about it, there's not many businesses that are 100% recession proof. And this was shown to us when the, you know, when that little thing came through our country, a virus or whatever people want to call it. that showed how weak a lot of businesses were. I tell you what, if anything, the plumbing calls grew for me. I got more busy during all that stuff because when a toilet breaks or you can't get water somewhere or you got a blocked up sewer, you can't wait around for that shit. It's got to get done. You know what I mean? So businesses like that are always going to thrive. People need safe plumbing and working plumbing in their homes. Nobody wants to deal with leaking faucets, broken toilets, water heaters that don't work. The instant your hot water is not coming out of your faucet, you're calling a plumber. That business is never going to die down at all. And that's what, even if you're somebody that just does drain cleaning or just does water heaters or you just install toilets, there's so many different areas of plumbing you could get into. Even if you want to do fire sprinklers, you know what I mean? There's just, I could sit here and make an hour-long video about all the different areas of plumbing that you could get into. And I do have another video in my catalog where I have detailed different areas of plumbing that you can get into, especially business-wise. I know for me, that's one of the best things because what does owning your own business do? It affords you freedom. Is that not what we all want at the end of the day? We want to be free. Working for people is great, getting that training, but to me, there's nothing better than being able to create your own schedule and take on the jobs that you want to do and pass on the ones you don't want to do. By having your own business, that allows you to do that. So these are the things that I really think about when it comes to my love for plumbing. The challenge that comes with it, the learning of a home and what you can do with it, and being able to start your own business. These are all amazing things, and they've gotten me from a low point in my life to a much higher point where I have so much value added to myself and value that I can give to other people too. So check this out, because something else I'm going to get into, and it's not going to be on this video, is how you can transition from being a plumber and getting into real estate. And a lot of that goes into the challenges, starting your own business, and learning about the vitals of a home and understanding how plumbing works. So this is why I advocate for people. If you want those things, get into plumbing. There's a shortage of people. There's such a high demand of jobs right now. They will pay for you to go to school. You don't even have to come out with any debt. Oh, what you want to do? You want to go to college for 4 years and come out with $50,000 in debt? Or do you want to be making $50,000, $60,000 a year when all your buddies are coming out of school? And now you have the ability to start your own business. You could be hiring your own buddies when they get out of school. You know what I mean? I think about it. You're playing in shit, you're getting dirty, and it's temporary though. You don't always have to do that. There's so many other things that come with that. So I hope that this helped you realize why I love plumbing so much and why you could love it so much too. So I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my video. Please hit the like button. Drop a comment. I want to hear from you. I love when you guys are always sending me information and positive vibes. That shit is amazing. Alright? And get out there and do your job. Get dirty. Get paid.